Thank you for everything. My question is that when I make a transition, what's going to happen if my family decided to do something with my body? What do you suggest?
What's going to happen? You mean how will you feel about it?
From point of their view?
Well, once you make your transition,
yes,
your physical body is irrelevant to you.
Okay.
Irrelevant to you.
So it doesn't matter if they bury it?
In the same way that the past can be. The past is irrelevant because the past has created the now and the future. And so nothing in the past is really relevant to now because it's created a vibrational reality that you are moving into and toward. And so when you say what's going to happen, attention wise, you will withdraw your attention from it completely.
So does it matter?
Matters not at all. Matters not at all. You will always feel appreciation for your point of focus, but your point of focus, once you are no longer in your body, will not feel anything about your body. Once you reemerge into non-physical, you still are interested in others who are here, but you are interested in their consciousness, really, not their physical apparatus. You're interested in their thoughts, in their mind, in their energy, in their ability to meld with you, you see. These physical bodies are magnificent focal points, and we in no way want to diminish the wonderfulness of them. And what they represent to you as non-physical consciousness is interpretation of vibration. That's what your physical bodies mean to you as non-physical consciousness. Eyes that translate vibration make that vibration more poignantly delicious from a non-physical point of view. One day, after Jerry made his transition, Esther was on the golf cart on the property in Texas, and her grandchildren and her daughter were with her, the four of them, and they were playing a game where they were going as far to one end of the property as they could to the other. In other words, they were just zigzagging. Let's go to the barn, let's go to the hangar, let's go to the garage mahal. It's a big garage that houses supplies, and it was built from a design by Buckminster Fuller, and the roof is a parabolic hyperboloid, a hyperbolic paraboloid. Esther can't remember how it goes. It twists and turns, and the contractor had never built one before, so they practiced one on the storage barn, and Esther named it the garage mahal. And now they're going to the tree house, and now they're going to Esther's house, and they're all over this 40 acres on the golf cart, and everywhere they would go, the roadrunner would be there. The roadrunner, the resident roadrunner, would be there waiting for them. Esther said, sort of like Bugs Bunny, waiting for them. So now you're here, now you've come. And Luke, who was 5 years old at the time, said, you know, Grandma, I think Jerry's using that roadrunner's eyes to watch us. And it was exactly right. Knowing where they were going, anticipating their coming, getting over there fast. Roadrunners are fast. They don't say beep beep though. Truly disappointing to children. And so your physical eyes allow source to be with you in this environment too. The physical senses of your body, of seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and touching, are what source energy uses about your physical body, and all that source energy uses about your physical body to explore and enjoy this leading edge environment that you are the ambassadors of. And now your emotions also, you see. And so as you understand that you are vibrational beings, which means you are emotional beings, and that out here on this leading edge you are specifically creating, and that source is specifically creating with you, then you understand the deliciousness and the importance of this physical body. Yes? But once you reemerge into non-physical, there are plenty of others moving around, even roadrunners, that you can enjoy the physicality of this time-space reality.